here, day 2. It has been a ridiculous amount of madness and beautiful, just like a celebration of games. It has been also just a very weird show in terms of the ways that we had thought we might be able to get some of those conversations that we were going to get from Jeff Keighley and the rest of the Game Awards team. We had a conversation about that last week. If you didn't get a chance to check out vlog day 1, me and Paris Lilly had a conversation about that, and it seems like we were right. We did not get that message about either conversations about the greater issues that are going on in the world or about what's happening in the gaming industry in terms of the layoffs and all those pieces. Disappointed by that. I can't front. It was a really interesting kind of layer that we kind of expected to happen, and it just didn't do it. Another part of that was a weird anecdote for me personally as a part of the show was the seating for where the folks for the future class were put was awful. It was a bad spot. It was a spot that was right behind a huge gym camera. If you see the tweet that I put up, you couldn't see anything but a really nice grown-ass man's ass. And it was a thing that we missed a lot of the show. I literally left to go watch the show back at my hotel room, but it was in total, getting a chance to watch it, it was really great. Spider-Man 2 didn't win a thing, which was wild. Monster Hunter got a really great trailer at the end. Timothy Chalamet was up there hanging out, doing his thing at the end. He gave an award out, and it was just a mad draft, a mad rush to get through a ton of different kinds of categories, and a lot of developers didn't get a lot of time to talk about the work they did, which was actually a little bit disappointing. I really was hoping that, the team would have gotten some messages around that better, because that was a big part of the conversation from the last year of hoping that folks were going to get more time to talk about the work they had done in the industry. So sadly, that was not a part of it, and hopefully that'll be a thing that will get changed maybe in the next year. But overall, I think the show was good. It was still really long. It was a little bit too long as usual, but so great to see so many amazing folks on there. I think Anthony Mackie killed it. He took the most time out of anybody on the show. But it was great to see celebrities and gaming folks come together. Sam Lake is a brilliant human being. I loved every moment that he was on stage, getting a chance to do his dance routine for Alan Wake 2, and getting a chance to see so many of the amazing folks who I love and adore in this industry get a chance to showcase their talents in multiple ways was fantastic. So we're going to try to catch some more folks and see if we get a couple more reactions to be able to share for the vlog for today. Let folks know who you are on the Kahlief show that we're doing right now.
Hello, my name is Elaine Gomez. I am now the Vice President of Latinx and Gaming.
Oh yeah!
I'm also one of the co-founders of the org, and I'm a senior gameplay designer at Worlds Untold.
Hey everybody, my name is Graham Reed, also known as Graham of Legend. I'm a Jamaican video game developer.
It is Greg Bartholomew Miller. Tell the folks at home who you are.
I'm a nobody, man. I'm unemployed, I'm a vagabond.
One of my favorite people in games. She's trying to front like she ain't nobody. That's bullshit. And I'm here with
Samson from Grow Up Level Up.
Cam. I wish I could get a full fit shot for Cam.
Hi, I am Diana, and I am an unemployed game dev.
What was your favorite part of the show?
I would say my favorite announcement would honestly have to be that big walk game. I'm a big hiking fan, and just being able to hike virtually with friends, and it's super cute. Looking forward to Big Walk, but I think the hypest part of the show was kind of seeing all the surprise celebrities. Simu Liu, Timothy Chalamet, Greg Miller, I guess.
Quick impressions of the show.
Oh, it's fucking awesome. I don't know why Timothy was there. That was weird. He just was like, I'm a famous actor. Here's no word. Goodbye.
Yeah.
But the performances, like that Viking performance where they had the fire.
Oh, yeah.
Alpha Senua Saga?
That was guttural. Like, I had goosebumps. Oh, my God. It was great.
There was this one game, I'm upset I forgot the name now, but it was like an African game.
Yeah.
And that was sick. Like, we're just talking on Jamama Night about there's not enough representation, like not enough of us just in the space. And it was just really cool to see on the Game Awards, the big stage, fully black, also his cape was sick.
Yeah.
Like, fully black developers, black game, like, yes.
What are your thoughts about the magistry of the Game Awards?
It's a whirlwind. And I think being here is such a different experience than watching it at home.
Yeah.
And the amount of times I've left the Game Awards, come home, and Tim will be like, what'd you think of it? I'll be like, oh, this was great. He's like, was it? And I was like, I don't know, was it? Did it not play for you at home? Because in there, Sam Lake's dancing on stage in front of us. Anthony Mackie's a row over. Reggie's behind me. You're like, this is a ridiculous moment in general. So it's like, How was it overall? I can't say. I'm happy right now.
I cried every time Alan Wake won and every time Baldur's Gate won. The waterworks.
I love that you got a lot of TV time too.
Dude, why did they put? The second I started crying, he was like, camera. I was like,
Something I was really intrigued by was getting a chance to see Dinga Bakaba and those folks who had made one of my favorite games. They made Deathloop.
Yes,
It was super dope to be able to see them get some love. So
I don't know, man. Favorite moment that God of War DLC announced. Not only that it looked awesome, but then it's free. And it's coming out like now, pretty much. Like that's freaking awesome. I want to see more of that.
Here we are. Kojima comes out, talks about his experiment. It's a horror game. Jordan Peele's involved. I said all that was going to happen. It happened. That's insane. So like, I'm excited for that just to be a Kojima fan, right?
The Kojima thing was cool, but it went on for too long, and we don't know what the game is. We don't know what the game is, and like that's kind of how Kojima does his thing.
The No Man's Sky sequel, I've put a stupid amount of hours into No Man's Sky. But seeing stuff like that, seeing stuff like Untitled Goose Game's next game, just little quirky things like that, that's what inspires me. Like, of course, the AAA they're sick. They're going to be really, really cool. But like, I can't even fathom making something on that level, that fidelity. So I don't even think it doesn't really inspire me.
yeah.
I want to play them.
You know, Blade was like the big announcement, right? And Monster Hunter was cool. Like, you know, it's like we're getting a new Monster Hunter, but it's like it's more Monster Hunter.
I'm a giant Jurassic Park nerd. And like all the like, you know, that's
T-Rex
the cinematic when it was like all the like OG JP like references, like the Velociraptors in the kitchen and the flares and the T-Rex. I was like yelling.
And then, of course, you know, Jen and I sunk so many hundreds of hours into Monster Hunter to go and get Monster Hunter Wilds announced. Super exciting. 2025 is disappointing.
Sure.
You know, same thing for Blade. Arcane Leon's doing this. They're going to go out, they're going to make a Blade game, they're working Marvel, and then it's like, oh, they're early on this game. I was hoping to get something on Wolverine here, and I feel like that game's a little bit further out than I want it to be.
Sure.
This game I'm not playing until 2026.
Even the Sega stuff too. I was like, damn, I want all of that. Now it's going to be pretty far down the road, and then that's not going to be a thing that's going to happen for a while.
Yeah.
Very disappointed that we didn't talk about layoffs. Very disappointed we didn't talk about Palestine.
It's kind of hard to do that when you only have 30 seconds to do your acceptance speech.
It is the two sides of the Game Awards being conflicting, as you'd expect them to be, right? Are you here for the world premieres? Are you here for the announcements? Or are you here for the actual awards themselves? And so, yes, 30 seconds is incredibly short, and as somebody who gave a long-winded Game Awards speech that changed my career, like, yes, you need to have that option for people to talk.
There's so many awards that are like just announced on the side. No one gets to say anything, and awards are supposed to be like celebrating the industry and celebrating the people who make the games. And when you don't give them the opportunity to do that, it feels just more like a big marketing production, I guess is the best way to explain it.
It was a shitty sentiment for people to get up there and be like, immediately get up there, ooh, okay, almost out of time. Like, everybody's in the beginning was saying that, you're like, that's not what you want to say. Then the criticism coming out of last year was that it was too long of a show.
Sure.
So it's like, how to balance that? Like, Jeff's in a spot he can't win, and the only way to ever move the needle, I think, is to try different things out. I would say that 30 seconds was too short, but I did appreciate that, like, oh man, it's 8 o'clock and we're done. You know what I mean? Like, the show, we actually are out of here. It does lend itself to the argument that the awards really don't matter here. And they do matter. Obviously, so many teams are excited to be here. You could go talk to Larian right now, they're over the moon, right? You talk to Alan Wake, they're over the moon. Do they feel they needed to say more? Did they feel like they didn't get to say more? What I always crack up when people are talking about, I wish they talked longer. I wish it was more about the awards. I wish it was more about the devs. And I always go, I host the DICE Awards.
Yes.
And I've noticed you don't watch them.
Yeah.
So, like, let's talk about that, and not even in an insulting fashion, but it's like,
real.
there is a show that does that is developer focused and is that way. It does not do these numbers.
Right.
And so it's like, well, what do we want it to be? It is a weird thing where you're caught between a whole bunch of different stuff. And this isn't even bringing in, the fact that Jeff has sponsored content out there, the advertisements, right? Where it was, here's all these awards, and now here's the Las Vegas Dome Samsung ad that was longer. It's like, well, that's a weird thing to do.
And when it comes to the big stuff like, Jeff Keighley like staying silent about Palestine and the status of the industry, all the layoffs, it just, really put a bad taste in my mouth, and the award show doesn't feel like an award show.
There were some really wonderful positive moments, but the inability to acknowledge that there are at this point 8,000 people, possibly even more, that have become unemployed. and have been laid off in this last year in the gaming industry is reprehensible. I mean, and they're not even allowing, the folks who made the games, who developed the games, to have a chance to even celebrate that, to make more time for, like, not to be disrespectful, for masturbatory sort of, displays of fandom.
We're celebrating the work that we are all doing, and it's so great to do that, but also to acknowledge the fact that there's terrible things going on is part of that.
Yeah.
You can't celebrate and also not acknowledge what's going on. So it feels shitty.
There's a lot of work that needs to be done, and I'm hoping that work gets done, but I don't know if it'll happen, and that's the sad part of it. So I'm sorry.
No, I mean, that's the reason I brought you both on. I mean, we're all future class folks.
Yes.
We're all a part of the future class.
Let's not even start with that.
There's a conversation there too.
Yeah.
I think, there's a part of that moment where we are all parts of what hopes to be a level of this industry that is future thinking and future facing, and a part of what we all want to do is make this industry better through our work and who we are and all those pieces. Do you feel like that was even a real part of the show this year? I mean, not even thinking about the way the seating, which was a whole other conversation.
But no. But I think that it's important to acknowledge the seating. I'm trying to give people the benefit of the doubt, but once again, it's sort of reprehensible to me that we are supposed to represent the future, the brightest of the brightest, thinking. And we reflect that in the games that we do, the jobs that we have, and in the work that we do, and the companies that we create to make these dope-ass games, and to bring a richness to this industry. And we were relegated to like the corner where half of us could not see. Like, literally could not see what the hell was happening up on that stage.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me? I'm trying to give people the benefit of the doubt, but at the same time, when you're doing that, I find that hard to support.
And like we were talking, right, because the future class is close-knit, right? We have a Discord, and we're meeting here in person and having conversations. And to know, for example, that one of the 2023 future class members didn't even get a ticket to come to the show. She was able to come here because she was a stand-in, and that's how she was able to attend.
Yeah.
So even that within itself, when I found that out, I was like, what? What a slap to the face to get hand-selected to be part of a list of people who are making a difference and making an impact. And 200 people, are not getting acknowledged. Right, and they're not getting acknowledged at all. And we had to pay for our seats. That's another thing, too. And then to be behind a camera and not be able to really enjoy the show that we want to enjoy like everybody else, like, it really feels tokenizing. And that's like the one thing that I can say, and I'm not a shit talker. Like, I really am here to celebrate and support everybody, and I love everybody's work. You look at my Twitter, like, I'm not out here being vile and like calling people out. That's not my nature. But when it comes to this, it just feels so incredibly tokenizing because we work so hard for the shit that we do. Like, at Latinx in Gaming, that is a labor of love after my full-time job, and we pour our hearts into that. And everybody else out in future class who's are part of nonprofit organizations or who are doing really cool, dope shit, like, that's an outpour of love. And to be treated this way just feels like we don't matter. We matter when it comes to the context of diversity, maybe to get a little pat on the back, to say, oh, look at all of these great things. But then at the end of the day, are you supporting our work? Are you supporting the day-to-day? And I don't see that. Like in other types of like awards happening, like maybe even Forbes 30 under 30, which is like another thing to talk about. But they get resources, they get support, they get celebrated in a different way. And like over here, like I think one of the future class members even said in the Discord, it's kind of like we're all hand selected and thrown in a room, and somebody closes the door, and then that's it.
Yeah.
That's literally what it feels like. It feels isolating in a way. Yeah. And but I also told the Discord as well, like, we're not here to get approval or a standing ovation for the work that we're doing.
Exactly.
We're going to do it with or without the support of the future class or anybody who's involved in it, because we are here before, right? Yep. And we will continue to be here after the fact.
Exactly.
So like, that's also something empowering too, that we're all rallying together and being like, no, we're worth more than this.
Yes.
And if you're not willing to see it, we'll have the world see it by ourselves. Exactly. You know what I mean? But it's tough. It's hard, and it's hurtful.
It really
more
is.
than anything.
I'm trying to be positive here, Ka. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, But we got Future Class, we got people around us who are wonderful, fantastic, who are doing really dope shit, and like that's just a stage. That's one dude. I feel like we need to have more variety, and we need to support the spawnies. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I think you said it well, and unionize now.
I wanna expand on these conversations on Spawn on Me. I wanna snag you both and other folks in the Future Class to talk about not only this year's show, but again the accomplishments and all the good work that you all are doing. Because
100%.
again, both of you are lights in this industry, and continue to make this industry amazingly dope, and continue to make this space exactly what we want it to be. And I want to dig into more of those conversations with more of the folks who are doing that fantastic work. So we'll talk more about all of these conversations at another date, but I want to thank you both for your time. I know it's time to go get party on and do your thing, but I want to thank you both for taking some time and hanging. My Future Class sisters, I love y'all. I love y'all. Thank you so much for coming through. Much love to you all at home. We're going to get up out of here for the Game Awards, and we'll see you all soon. We got some more stuff coming to you tomorrow with Data Devs, and then we're up out of here. Going back to the PDX. So much love to you all, and see you soon. Peace.